Master Your Destiny on 99 FM.
Okay, well, so Didi, it's so wonderful to have you in studio. Welcome to the MYD show.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here in this colourful space. I love it.
Yeah, it's quite bright in here. It's what we like. Bring the colours out, right?
Yes.
Which is something you're all about. Bringing out your original, authentic you. Tell us a little bit about who you are and how you got to what you're doing right now.
That's always a very tricky question, so I'll try and answer it as best as I can. Who I am, my name is Zodidi Qasep. And that in itself is already an issue because it's a man's surname apparently. So I've always, I guess, been someone who was on the other end, the receiving end of, you are slightly different. And what I do professionally is events management and marketing. And in my other ventures, I also try and challenge the status quo because I've always been faced with that since I was small. So that is me in a nutshell. And I'm also a mother and a business person. So yeah, in a nutshell, that is who I am.
Tell us how you challenge the status quo.
Gosh, I don't know if I challenge it, but I just, I use my body as a canvas, so to speak. I studied art, and with the advantage of studying art was always this challenge things, don't accept things for who they are or for what they are. And how I challenge the status quo is through my hair. I've always been the girl who changed her hair every week. And through what I wear and how I present myself, because I've realized people react differently to how you portray yourself. So I try to use that a bit, and just shake things up a little bit.
That's fantastic. And you said that you were classed as something different when you were growing up. What was that like for you?
Oh, it was exhausting. I was always either an ethnic group or what is she because of my mixed background. And I always felt like I was not part of this bigger class, because I would be in class and people would be like, oh, no, but Zoe can't play with us because of this and this and this. And I was like, but I'm just a child like you are. Or I was too brown, or I was not brown enough, or I was not dark enough. And I was always like, why are people so
judgmental?
Yes. Why are they so judgmental? Why can't you just be, and then they just get to know you? Yeah. And then from there, they can decide, okay, I want to play with this person. I want to be with this person. It's always how they see you, and then they judge you, and then that's it. They actually close themselves off to who you really are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why do you think as human beings we are so judgmental? That it has to fit into a certain box, otherwise it's not good enough? Where do you think this comes from?
I think it's fear. People want to identify with things they are comfortable with. And if it's not within their comfortability, then it gets them a bit afraid. They don't know how to react to another person who is slightly different to them or does things a little differently. So I think it is fear that drives people to judge people so quickly. And also it's they want to be comfortable and they want to know, okay, this is as far as I can go. So, yeah, I think it's fear.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of something that I learned about when I was studying, where they talk about this buyer's remorse. When you buy something, you want somebody else to buy it too, to prove that you made the right decision. And maybe it's like that, we're like that with other human beings. We want, if you're not the same as me, maybe that means that I'm wrong. And as human beings, we hate to think that we're wrong, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a really, if you think about it, it's really a stupid principle.
Yes.
Because the fact that we are different is what makes life so beautiful, right?
Exactly. Like the most amazing friends I have such a variety of different friends, and we always classed as the weirdos, which we don't see ourselves as we don't see ourselves as weird because we have similarities, but we are so different. And those differences are actually the things that we can learn from each other and appreciate of each other,
Exactly. And the point of being different is so that we can all learn from one another, right?
Yeah.
So how did you overcome that experience in school? Because as a child, you don't always have the skills to reason with what's happening. And you feel like there's something wrong with me because people are being judgmental of me. How did you overcome that?
It actually took me quite a very long time, to tell you the truth. When I was from primary school up to high school, I would always do things a little differently. And it wasn't on purpose at that time. It was just, okay, this is who I am. And I faced a lot of ridicule from family and from friends as well. And I ended up with very few friends because they classified me as, no, this is not the child you want to associate with. So when I went to university, I actually met a whole group of different people, and that was fantastic. I was very fortunate to be on the campus where the media students, the art students, and the fashion students were. So it was like people would just design their own things and wear whatever. And I got exposed to this different world of, there's more of us, so to speak. And that's where I came out of my shell a bit. I started to dress slightly differently and do things differently. And when I came back home, it was back to that, oh, you're still weird kind of thing. But then I had built up the confidence to not really care about what people said. Okay. So I think university really, really helped. And the people I surrounded myself with were also very like-minded and did not really care if I decided to wear slippers to school. It was like, are you going to paint today? Yes. Okay, it's fine. You can wear slippers as long as you paint, So yeah, that was, I guess, my breaking point. And also kind of sharing that experience with my parents, because they were very conservative. And the town I was living in, Swakopmund, is very, very conservative. So I had to kind of teach my parents what they taught me about not caring what other people think. Wow. Yeah, so it was a bit of a challenge, but yeah.
I'm sure, but how beautiful that you could be that gift to your parents.
Yeah, and it's something that I'm learning now as a parent as well, because my children are very unique. Of course, all children are very unique, and they want to do strange things according to society. That's strange. For me, it's very normal. And then they face peer pressure from their friends, and I have to kind of tell them, it's okay if they want to join you in the weirdness. Just really be yourself. It's a very, very challenging thing. Like, be yourself is like a few words, but it's like the most difficult thing to be.
Absolutely, but it's such an important thing, because
Yes.
it's the start of all wisdom, is
Exactly.
knowing who you are and then being that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, definitely.
And the ultimate freedom, if you can just be yourself.
Yeah.
So what are you teaching, as a mom, what are you teaching to your children that you've learned on how to love yourself?
Gosh, it is a learning experience for me as well, because as society has imprinted certain values and certain norms, it's almost like I have to unteach myself certain things. And with that unteaching, I have to teach my kids. Of course, like I said before, society and school especially can really box children in how they should look, how they behave. So what I try and do is, when they want to express themselves in whatever way or form, I just allow that. I don't try and guide them and say, okay, no, you should not paint on the wall. Like, okay, at least, can we wash it off? But if you want to paint, if you want to dance, just be in that moment and really embrace that moment, because we tend to, like, surround ourselves with, okay, what's going to happen next? Okay, what are people going to think? And so forth, that it overwhelms the space. Yeah. So it's really like, just be in that moment. Enjoy. If you want to dance and be free, and just do that. And then, you just deal with the next thing next time.
Exactly. And that's that power in this moment that you have to really be yourself.
Yeah.
It's when we're overthinking things from the past or from the future that
Exactly.
we miss the fun of this moment.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming to share your incredible wisdom with us. It's been so insightful. I look forward to your next TED Talk as you continue to challenge the stereotypes in Namibia, and by doing so, really jolt us a little bit, so that we can also embrace ourselves fully and wholeheartedly. And that is going to make a beautiful Namibia, is it not?
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. It's been great being here. Great energy.
Thank you so much, Sajini. It was awesome.
Awesome.
Cool.
Master your destiny on 99 FM.